Hey guys, Mark out here, Joel TV, and today I'm going to be taking down my 2-week long braids. I was going to keep them in a little longer, but I went to the beach today and absolutely destroyed my hair. It's nasty. It's got salt water all in it, so I just want to go ahead and take it down, get some new stuff in, let my hair breathe for a week or two, and then braid it back up again. So today I'm going to be walking through the routine of how I take down my hair, because it's not just a day-long process. No matter how itchy it gets, no matter how much you want to rip it out, no matter how dirty, sometimes the braid might pop out. You just got to put it back in and keep it moving. So that's what we're going to go over today, and I'll show you the process and then we'll see the final result. So first thing I do about 3 days before I take out my hair is I just start to gently wet it and co-wash it. And what I mean by co-washing is basically I just get hair wet, get a glob of conditioner and just pat it around, rub it back and forth. And you're not really trying to break through the braids. You just want to get it nice down, get it coated all over, finish your shower and then rinse it off. This is going to get under there, and all that dirt that built up and has piled up underneath your hair is going to start getting loosened. So it'll just be a lot easier when you're taking it out, so you don't have a lot of pulling and tugging. So that'll just mostly help out with what you do. All right, so don't judge me. This is after 2 weeks. And the way you're gonna know you got growth is, instead of this being real nice and clean, it's just gonna have hair kind of popping up throughout it. So you know you can actually see the hair growing. And check this out. One secret that I learned, and it's really satisfying when you do it, is to find out if you have growth, grab one of your braids and just move it side to side. And you'll feel just how much hair has actually came in, because all of that hair, instead of it being locked down to your scalp, it's gonna grow up, so it's not gonna be as secure. So you'll just feel some nice shaking through it, and that's how you know you have a good bit of growth. For my next step, I'm gonna go ahead, in my braids, I do have rubber bands. And this is because my braids were a little smaller and my hair is not as long. So to keep it in, because these braids are hard, like the girls who did my hair had to have good grip to really hold everything down. So to make sure everything didn't unravel, we put little rubber bands at the end. So first thing I'm gonna do is I'm carefully gonna pull those out, because this is really the big step of taking it down. You start pulling at your hair, tugging at certain parts that aren't coming out, any knots that you catch, without nicely trying to detangle them, you're gonna start ripping out pieces of hair and patches. So I'm gonna go ahead, I got my Netflix in front of me, I'm gonna go ahead, pull out the rubber bands, and then just gently go down each one and show the process. I go down, and without talking about it too much, I'm just gonna go down, and once I hit around the front, right where the hairline is, I'm gonna slow down a lot, because this is where you start pulling out these more weaker portions and the baby hairs or whatnot. So once you get up here, just slow down and take your time pulling out the bottom. But it should just be pretty self-explanatory, pretty simple. So let's go ahead and go. All right, so halfway through pretty much, and it's feeling really soft. It's feeling really good. As I get to the front, I just wanted to turn around. So as I get to the front, don't douse your head with water. It's gonna make it harder to grab, harder to, slide your fingers through. Just if anything, if you come into, a problem area, just spray it lightly and keep it going. But now I'm gonna show you the front portion so I can go down and show you just how slow and how easy I just let everything unwind when I get closer to the hairline. All right, final look, braids out. It's got some good length on it. Let's see. Yeah, it's definitely got some nice length on it. But you still gotta remember all this hair has been braided up for 2 weeks, so it's not gonna be really at its best. So first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go and shampoo it. When I go shampoo it, I'm not really gonna show all those parts, but I'm just gonna walk you through it. So there's still a lot of flake and a lot of buildup in my hair, so I just pretty much wanna let, now that the braids are open, all of the buildup that was trapped in there for 2 weeks is now able to just rinse right off. So I'm gonna let the steam get in there, let the hot water just run through it, and then I'm gonna shampoo it. My thing with the shampoo is, since you're in the first few days, don't get the scrubber and go crazy. Don't get a pick, comb, don't use anything to just go crazy and start stabbing at it. Really take your time when you're shampooing. Use your hands. I'm just pretty much gonna let the water go, put some shampoo on it, and nicely massage it in there, just to make sure I'm not being too rough on my hair, pulling and yanking at it. All right, y'all, so I just finished washing my hair in the shower, and one thing I noticed, I was gonna skip over it, but great learning point, because some people, if you don't see it, you won't know. But let me get close. There's still a lot of buildup. And you can see this is where one of the braids went down. You see all the buildup under there? Even on this side. A lot of this is leave-in conditioner. So, I'm gonna have to wash my hair again. But this time I'm gonna be a little more aggressive because, like I said before, pretty much I had the water in, I had the shampoo over the top, and I was really just massaging in there. But this time I'm probably gonna get some type of scrubber or scraper and just kind of get more in there to really free up all the flakes and take my time, be a little more aggressive on it. But this goes to show, sometimes you going through one time washing your hair is not gonna work, because this again is 2 weeks of buildup and maybe one wash that whole time, and it didn't even really get thoroughly in there. It was just a little glaze over to make sure everything's good. So really take your time and look through your hair, because once I put this leave-in conditioner on, all of that buildup would still be there and I wouldn't really notice it. So I'm gonna go back, wash my hair again, I'll show you the after. All right guys, so I am officially all done. The second time I did my hair, I went ahead and co-washed it because I didn't want to keep stripping all of the natural hair oils in my hair. So first time, shampoo it. If you can get a good one time, don't go second time. But if it's still a lot of buildup in it, go ahead and go back through, co-wash it with any type of your favorite conditioner, and you'll be fine like that. So now, all right, so on to the next step is gonna be the deep condition. This is the one I'm using by Eden. I've been using this for a while, but essentially this is really just gonna lock in everything to your hair. One thing I do as well is I add my own oils And pretty much whatever oil you want to use, this will just help lock in the moisture as you sleep or however long you keep in your actual deep condition. And so with that, put a little oil, mix it up, and then I'm gonna go ahead. My hair is still damp because you gotta keep in mind I just got out the shower. But if your hair is still not damp enough, go ahead and use this. Also have some bags ready. I use 2 bags and a bonnet because for me, I keep it on all night. And I'm just gonna take a glob, big glob, and I'm gonna go ahead and rub that around and just slap it on. And what I like to do is just get it everywhere. It's gonna be really thick, but just kind of get it all over the hair first. And then after that, you can worry about working it in and massaging it. And like I said, if it gets really thick, just go ahead and add water. That'll just help work it in a little more. So now that I have the deep conditioner all over my hair, I'm just gonna go ahead and work it in and make sure it gets deep down in there. Because you are gonna be wearing this for at least, you know, like 8 hours, probably 10 or 12, depending on how your day and your schedule is. And one thing I do notice is, you probably won't be able to see it in the light, but I do have a lot of hairs, you know, coming out. And these are little small, thin hairs, nothing that's been there forever. Like maybe this hair is, you know, this long, just small enough. These are really small hairs. Don't freak out too much, but what happens, happens. So then, you know, I'm just massaging. And even though, you know, my hairline maybe goes right here, I'm still getting well above it because you'd rather be on the skin than to neglect those areas that really need it. And the fact that I have a fade that goes, you know, the fade is a medium fade that goes right here. I still want to get, you know, well down. Anywhere there's hair, I want to get it. Even the back of the scalp. Turn that around. You'll see the back of the scalp. I'm on the neck. The fade goes here, but I'm still getting enough leave-in or enough deep conditioner all around. So just spend another few minutes working that in. But this channel is going to be great as I do this because it's really going to show the progress. Like right now, the hair's not as your favorite longest YouTuber, but over the next few months, it's going to go crazy. Be real healthy, you know, I'm gonna learn new procedures and processes. And then once somebody comes, they can look and be like, my hair was that length when he started, you know, 6 months or a year ago. I'm gonna follow the steps he took then, and then look at where he is now. Because, you know, overall, I'm gonna have like some crazy long braids in my hair and just be able to do a lot of stuff with it, especially when I travel, because when I travel, I'm not trying to touch my hair. I just like to enjoy myself, throw in a do-rag and go. All right, one more spritz of water. So now, big step, it's gonna be the bags. Just make sure, you can use any bag, just make sure it's not like, you know, a bag with some nasty products in it. Like if you go to the store and get some meat in a bag, don't put that in your hair. You know, you don't wanna risk any infection or anything crazy like that. Just get a nice regular bag. And just put it in. What I do on the back, I go ahead and roll it up. And then again, you want to make sure you get most of your hair in there. Throw in a bonnet. And that is about it. So now that I have everything done, pretty much I'm gonna go to sleep, wake up tomorrow, and that's when I'm gonna go ahead, get in the shower and rinse everything off thoroughly. I'm gonna make sure there's no white in my hair from the conditioner that I'm wearing now. Make sure my hair is 100% clean. Then I'll go into the next steps and really show the second day of actually taking everything out. And once it's out, you know, the process that you want to take to, you know, get that hair stimulated again and really get going. All right, y'all, and we are back. It's 12 hours later. I got a nice sleep, and this is me pretty much just waking up in the morning. I still have the bags on in the bonnet, but I'm gonna go ahead and take it off before I wash it and just show you how it should look. As you can see, it's gonna be really moisturized, like extremely moisturized. And it's gonna have everything still just clumped down together. But go ahead and wash your hair, and then I'll come back and show you what final products I use and pretty much what I do to finish it over the next few days. And after that, everything remains pretty consistent. So we'll go ahead and wash everything out. All right, y'all, so I just finished my shower and everything's still soaking wet. My beard's still wet. This is still wet. I just threw on a shirt, came here, so it's nice and raw. What I like to do, and I heard is really good for unknown reasons, use a cloth t-shirt. Or a cotton t-shirt. And this is gonna help your hair still be wet because, you know, towels that you use are obviously gonna soak up all of the water as fast as possible. So I just dab this around until my hair, you know, is not noticeably dripping, but it still has a good bit of moisture in it. So with this, I'm gonna be doing the LCO, which is liquid, which is gonna be the water. And if you wake up a day, you know, you don't shower or something, just use a spray bottle, get your hair spritzed and nice and wet. So I took a nice hot shower, now my hair is wet. And then for conditioner or cream I'm gonna use the Eden's leave-in conditioner. Let's see, the Eden's leave-in conditioner. This product, I really like this, coconut shea, smells great, goes really good with my hair, and I haven't really had any problems with it. So I'm gonna go ahead and get a generous size. Well, a lot of these products, sometimes you put on too much and then that's a lot of rubbing in, a lot of mixtures. So always just start with a little and, you know, just add more. But I am a professional at this, so probably put the perfect amount. And then again, you know, get all over, even the back of the hair, back of my head where there's not a lot of hair. I'm still putting it all the way down there. Because you never know what you're gonna do. You might wanna, in 6 months, you might wanna grow out everything. So it's always good to just have good, healthy hair that's growing all the way around. Okay, so I got all that in, and next I'm gonna use my oil. I use a series of oils. This is a mix of like vitamin E, jojoba, castor, just all types of oils. So I'm gonna use this mixture, and one thing I like to do is get directly in there. So this goes straight to the scalp, and just squeeze it. In the dropper, you can basically put it all the way down to the scalp and just drop your drops in there. So I do this all around. And then lastly, I get a little bit, put it on my fingertips, rub that around and go over the top, because there's already that moisture of the oil that's touching the scalp. And you know, that's gonna get deep down in there, but I just want a top layer to really lock everything in. And I'm gonna go crazy and just rub this around for a few good minutes. And so now that I'm done with that step, pretty much my last step, that's really gonna go on daily until I get braids put back in or cornrows or whatnot, it's gonna be my favorite, the massager. This is good because now that school started, or you know, I'm just chilling one day, put this in and just really get that hair stimulation. And hair growth is all about stimulation. A lot of people can attest to that. Because one thing I notice right now, just sitting here, this part of my head is itchy, this part on the back is itchy, and I think this front part is feeling a little itchy. Instead of scratching at that for, you know, 30 seconds and being good, I can put this here and just sit with it and let it massage my head. then, you know, move it around. And next thing you know, that's 10 minutes of stimulation, you know, 20 minutes of stimulation. I go until this thing turns on and off like 3 or 4 times. So right there, that's a good hour plus of stimulation. And you're not doing anything, you just sit there and massage it and let it go. But without further ado, I will catch you guys in my next video. Later.